Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Monae and you are watching Life as Monae. Today's video is going to be all of the books that I am going to read in the month of May. I have 6 books on this list, but they are quite long, so possibly it may run over into June. So this is my May-June TBR list. When deciding what books I was going to read next month, I decided to go on Goodreads and just kind of browse and see what books I came across, what books were recommended to me, and I decided to do kind of like a challenge. I'm only going to read books that are popular either on Bookternet or Bookstagram or Booktube, and all of these books have 4 or above out of 5 stars on Goodread. So the first book that I'm going to be reading is Strange the Dreamer. This book has 4.32 out of 5 stars on Goodread. And this follows a character named Laszlo Strange, who is, I'm guessing, kind of like an orphan and a junior librarian. And in this world that he lives in, he is obsessed with the city called Weep, and he researches it a lot. I haven't really read the whole synopsis, but from what I gather, he researches it a lot and he's super fascinated with this city called Weep. And one day an opportunity presents itself. Something happens in this particular city and they're looking for someone to come and kind of be a hero and kind of figure out what's going on with the problem or how they can solve the problem that they're having. And an opportunity presents itself for him, Laszlo, to go to the city of Weep and actually insert himself in there. So it's supposed to be like a whimsical kind of fantasy book. And there are 2 books. There is Strange the Dreamer and then Muse of Nightmares. And I will be purchasing both books and I will be reading both of them. The second book, Muse of Nightmares, has 4.46 stars out of 5 on Goodreads. So the rating for the second book is actually higher than the first one. And I'm kind of excited to read this. It's been a while since I read kind of like a whimsical based book. The second, or I guess third, the next book that I'm going to be reading is going to be Ninth House. This has 4.0 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and I also didn't read much of the synopsis on this one, but from what I could gather is there's this character named Alex, and she dropped out of school and she was kind of running the streets. She had drug dealer boyfriends, dead-end jobs, and then something tragic happens in her life where she is the sole survivor of a homicide that never got solved. All of a sudden, she gets this opportunity to enroll in Yale on a full ride scholarship, but there's a catch. And that's pretty much where I stopped. I was super excited from just what I read, and I'm interested. I want to know, how did she get this full ride to Yale if she dropped out of school? The next 2 books are also a duology by the same author of Ninth House, which is Leigh Bardugo. And these books were super popular a couple years ago, especially on Booktube. Everybody was absolutely raving about them. I just never felt the need to really pick it up. And so the first one, Six of Crows, has 4.46 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. And Crooked Kingdom has 4.6 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. So this is another one where the second book has higher ratings than the first one, and I'm gonna pick it up because why not? The Six of Crows series, from my understanding, is some of Leigh's best work, and they're comparing the new book Ninth House to the series that he's written before. So for me, I wanted to get a fair understanding and a fair judgment of the book. So I'm gonna pick up Ninth House because that's what I was really intrigued of reading. But then I also like to compare authors' work. So I'm also gonna read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom just to see how he's progressed over the years and if his writing style has indeed gotten better or if some of his best works were indeed in the past. I did not read the synopsis for Six of Crows pretty much at all. What I do know about it is that it is loosely inspired by the Dutch Republic of 1700s and that it is told in the 3rd person. And I know that it is a magical fantasy kind of book. So I'm going into this one completely open-minded, not expecting anything. And so we will see what happens. Last but certainly not least, the next book that I'm going to be reading is American Dirt. It is a recent publish, and this has 4.29 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and I believe, if I remember correctly, it was recommended by Oprah's book club. So the basis that I got from this book is that there's a woman who is a wife and a mother, and she lives in Mexico, and there are drug cartels pretty much taking over, and she lives a middle class kind of life. That's really the only problem within her environment, is that there are these cartels that's basically running amok, and she runs a bookstore. One day the drug cartel leader actually walks into her bookstore, and he's there to buy some books, and she absolutely has no idea that this is the jefe, boss of the cartel. Her husband publishes an article, because he's a journalist, he publishes an article about this cartel leader, and now she has to run for her life. She grabs her and her son, and they start heading north, and of course north from Mexico is going to be where we live here in the United States. And along the way they meet other migrants who's also trying to get into the US, and they're all running from Mexico, whether it be for the cartel or whatever other particular reason. But this story is so intriguing to me because it's from a first-person perspective on what it's like to come into the US and having to run for your life from another country. And yeah, those are all the books that I have on my TBR for the month of May/June. And for American Dirt, I will definitely be doing a blog so you guys can follow along on my journey, and I'll be doing a review. So for those of you who are interested in reading it, you will know exactly what you're getting into. That's all that I have for this video. It is definitely a quick one. Let me know what books you're reading for the month of May. I am always looking for new recommendations for the next couple of months, so just leave them down. Let's discuss them. Have you read any of the books that I've listed here? Because I'm always looking for reviews. I will see you guys next time.